had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
Right.
We could clearly see him with the rifle. Absolutely.
All right, ladies and
We're
gentlemen, we
pointing
are
at him.
back.
The police are down there
Dang,
running around
microphone
on the
wasn't
ground.
working.
We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a
All right,
rifle.
we got
And the
double
police were like,
storms coming.
Like, they didn't know what was going on.
Let me shut
And
this
we're
off
like,
for
hey,
a
what are you
minute.
doing?
Be safe. We have double storms coming off of Lake Michigan. 2 bow echoes moving across the lake. I think it's supposed to be here about 1 o'clock or 1:30. Yeah, it's crazy. The weather's been just nuts. So please be safe and keep an eye on the weather. So I might film it tonight. It looks like right before it gets there, it gets like there might be some lightning. So I might be able to get some good storm footages. And my camera is trying to focus. I have no idea. I got a light out there that should not be out there. That went all the way on the right. What is that? Ay, 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 ay. Don't know what it is. Hold on. Let me move the camera a little bit. All right, so I was watching. Well, that's the moon. That's the moon coming through the trees. That little dot there. Well, we got a storm coming in from this way. So I'll have to get set up. Good God. I'm tired of all these stupid wires. I'm going to go remote next time. All right, let's take a look at some of this stuff what this guy's saying. I'm watching NBC, or BBC, whatever it is. Hold on a minute.
The roof, you can see him from right here. You see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him up the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
Your son, the shots came from that guy on the roof.
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Huh, very interesting. That was BBC News. Well, at least he's alive, and that's good. My other question is why? Who wants him gone that bad? That's the question we should be asking as Americans. Why is this happening? Now, there's a lot of theories out there of why this is happening, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. But if you look at the people that have been coming up missing, they have a connection, and that connection is to someone that was involved in bad things. So that could be it. What other country would want to take him out? I don't know if this was a country thing. If it was a country thing, then it's probably the country that uh, we're probably in helping in war right now. Everybody knows that Trump said he would end that war as soon as he gets in office and everything. And everybody knows that war brings money, big money, especially to contractors. But not even to contractors with weaponry and stuff like that, but other countries because we're sending tons of money. Now, I don't know if that's true, folks. I'm just going off of all the YouTube stuff that all of us have been watching on YouTube. So, are they taking people out? Well, they might be. I do agree with the professionals. It's horrible what's happening. Uh, I don't know. He pissed somebody off. Right? Now, I just watched a video and they're talking about there was a truck, a box truck parked outside the rally saying the Democrats, they had a photo of Donald Trump on the side of the truck with a bullseye on his face, saying the Democrats are trying to assassinate Trump. This is a two-headed beast. I mean, as an American citizen, I don't want to vote for that. I mean, we're not hearing the whole picture. This might be remnants or spillover from the Pedo Island stuff, right? I just watched a video the other day where these people are uh, saying in the video that Trump has been named numerous times in that pedo ring with Epstein or whatever his name is. It could be, we don't know. We have no idea. It could be another country because we're talking about stopping the war. It could be just Trump pissed off somebody, and I mean, I don't know. We don't know. But you know what? This is horrible for America, man. It's just horrible. Here we are, American citizens. We're stuck in the middle of this. And they want us to vote. Vote for what? Both sides are crazier than two Cocoa Puffs in the bottom of a cereal bowl with no milk. And you're out of Cocoa Puffs. What do you want me to? Are you kidding me? And I know a lot of people have been trying to convince me, well, yeah, this would be no matter what we do, whatever tactic you try and say, well, we got to do this in order to get to here. No. Well, American citizens and families are fed up with all this crap. It's not politics of the old days, um, where you know people could go out and do speeches and rallies and stuff like that. And even then, back then, politics is just a bad thing. A lot of people end up dead. Politics, Illuminati, music, movie, all this crap. Yeah, I don't even want it. I don't, give me something good to vote for. We're voting for here they're putting two people in front of us. The United States government is saying we got both of these guys. We got the goods on both of them. They're both not what they told you folks. And this is what we got to choose from, because the system that we have, the one with the most money is put in front of you American people to vote. The one that's going to do what the people that are paying him to say and do. And once he gets in there, he'll have obligations to them people that donated. And you people call it it's a racket. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to end up dead. I don't want to be dodging and juking my way all around the world. So you got to stay out of it. But some of us have an idea what's going on. And if you look at the track record of who's been going down the road, it all leads to that one dude. And I hate to say it, folks, they might be cleaning house. They must have something. And the guy that did try and take him out was dressed in military clothing. Now, whether he was military or not, I mean, he just could have been somebody that acted like military. We don't know. They got the guy, though. I'm sure they'll do a real good trace on his name, his friends, his whole life for the past year, 2 years, 3 years, to see if there was any kind of connection to any groups, organizations, whatever, mafias. We don't know. We don't know. Don't really know. Could there have been better security? Well, there can always be better security. I would have had people on the water tower that was right across the field. They didn't have no one up there. For one, I would have never held a rally around a water tower if I was running security. And definitely no buildings that were higher than you can see. That's what around you. I mean, that gives them the advantage point to shoot down upon the crowds or whoever their target is. So, could there have been better security? Well, I think so. But he's not president. He's a former president. They're contemplating whether he should even have any government security right now. I mean, it's a catch-22. Right? You're danged if you don't, you're danged if you do. And now they're coming out with the big stuff. There's a bunch of other stuff that's revealed about this pedo dude or whatever. Jepstein, whatever his name is. Connected with all these high roller, big dollar people or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. It ain't good. I know I did watch a video yesterday that was just out. And they were really throwing stuff out numerous times. Trump. They were good friends, better friends than what people thought. It might be that. Either that or somebody might be threatened that he's going to stop the war in Ukraine. I don't think it would be Russia. I know there's people already out there saying Russia, Russia, Russia. Nah, the two great. Why? Putin has the upper hand here to take out. That would just be a stupid move here because he knows either way, the American people are tired of the war. Uh, we got our own problems here in America. So it wouldn't benefit Mr. Putin to do anything like that. Something's up. I don't know. Let's see what else we can get on this. Fox News. I mean, you got, it's hard. You really can't talk because we're citizens, right? If they're doing this to a president, they'll wipe out citizens left and right. So everybody's afraid to talk about their opinion. Heck, even I'm getting afraid, right? I don't need them men in black suits all over me.
We turn now
Thank you.
to our next guests, who were 4 rows behind Donald Trump during tonight's shooting. Robert Razzano and Thomas Lepore. Thank you both for being with us. Robert, let's start with you and get your take. 4 rows behind, what did you see?
Sean, it was just a really surreal moment. Just 10, 15 minutes prior, we're sitting there, we're watching former President Trump, give a great speech.
Who's this guy in the fishing hat right here? He's looking all around like Gomer Powell. He's like, I can read his lips. I don't see him. Where's he at?
The crowd was electric despite, the heat, the weather. We saw him come out to God Bless America, and it was just a great moment. The crowd was just really happy to hear him and see him and be there. And, then all of a sudden, Nate him, ensued, and we heard probably 3 to 4 shots ring out, and most of the crowd it hit the ground after that. We heard several more shots ring out that sounded a lot more powerful.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard about 3, 4 shots, maybe 5, and then I heard a different caliber weapon. More powerful than what the shooter was using. And we know it was low caliber. It could have been a 283 round, rifle round. It could have been a 22. I was listening to Chris McDowell. He's like, it can't be a 22. It could be a 22 with a barreled rifle, a rifled barrel on it. A 22 will do damage. It will do damage, folks. And what's weird about a 22, it feels like a bee sting. And that's it. Yeah, a lot of people that are hit with small caliber weapons don't even realize that they're hit, right? They just, I felt something like a bee sting. They, a small round. And he'd be able to get up. That's why I was telling people they should get him to the hospital and do a complete scan on his head and make sure he ain't got nothing left in there or no fragments or anything. And we know it was low powered weapon, because if it was a 50 cal and it would have took even just nicking his air with a 50 cal or something bigger, 30-06, 3, something like that. It would have ripped his air and probably the damage would have been a lot worse. And there was microphones there. You would have heard it whizzing by if it was a real high caliber weapon. I didn't hear anything. I heard what it sounded like was firecrackers. But you have to remember the guy was probably 100 feet, 200 feet away. So that's why when we hear the tape, it might be a higher caliber weapon, but we're not hearing it because it's so far away. We do hear high caliber weapon, but that's return fire from the snipers there in case Trump's taken out. So we don't know. Who knows? Anybody can want him killed, right? A lot of people are saying it's a politic war. Well, you know what? The American people are tired of your American politic war. What do I think? I think they're pushing for a war. They're trying to create a Democratic Republican war, a two-sided war, a country at battle, a third world country. This is what happens in third world countries. They're trying to create it. Who knows? Who knows? I hope we don't have a war. This is America. We haven't had a war since the olden days, the Civil War or whatever. Excuse me. And that destroyed families. Do you understand, folks? Families were killing families. It was a civil war. It was a politic war where families fought on the other side of the war and they were killing their own blood. And that's pretty much what this whole thing is heading towards, is an actual war. Well, we actually are at war already in America, in our neighborhoods. How you can't stop that. The United States government cannot stop the wars in our neighborhoods and on the streets and in America. How do you think they're going to stop some kind of a war? If a war broke out, how do you think they're going to stop that? They'll have only one way, and it'll be ugly. I wouldn't want to be caught in the middle of that. And here we are already caught in the middle of this politic war. We got disability. I don't have a brain for this, folks. I wish I did, but I have a disability. My brain ain't cut out to all this madness. I'll just go into the wilderness somewhere into the mountains and stay away from people. My mind ain't built for this madness. Never was. Do I want to vote for any of this? Not really. I don't want to vote for either side because both sides are being looked at by the government for corrupt stuff, bad things. If we vote these people in, that's like saying, well, we don't give a crap. They're raping and pillaging the world. Well, this is what we have. That's our president. And you know who's going to suffer out of all this? The American people. No one else. But the American citizens, the working man, and everyone else will suffer. Not anybody that's got big dollar, big bucks, or any of this madness sitting behind gated communities or anything. The American citizens, our children, our families, they're tearing it apart. Oh, I was laughing when I seen that guy. He's standing up looking all over, and then you could just make out his mouth when he's saying, I don't see him. Where's he at? And they're telling people, get down. And this guy stands up. Where are they at? I don't see him. I don't see him either. Let's check it out.
We assumed that it was, Secret Service because they were a lot closer. And then, we looked up and you could see in the stands that there were several bodies, unfortunately, that were on the ground. There was a good deal of blood, and it looked like law enforcement was carrying a body out. We weren't sure, who it might have been. But the next thing that I knew, Sean, was we looked up and we saw the president. He stood proud. Secret Service had helped him up, and he pumped his fist at the crowd, and the crowd went nuts. We started chanting USA, and there was a sense of relief, I think, that overcame us because we were just happy that President Trump was okay.
Yeah, it really is. And let me get the take of Thomas. Thomas, tell us what you saw and if it was any different. And I do appreciate both of you. I guess you were both in row 4, Thomas. Is that true?
Well, we don't know. We weren't there. We have no idea what kind of madness. We don't know. I can imagine this much. There's probably already people that are going to say, he's not even injured. We zoomed in on it. He did a WWF wrestling on everybody, the whole world. It was all staged. What? And then I did some history on it. I have watched a couple videos on how these guys do that, the WWF wrestling and everything. They cut themselves. They learn how to cut themselves. Trump could have went down, cut himself with a razor blade, tucked it in his old boxer shorts, and got up. I'm hit. I would believe it. I would believe it. But is that what we are dealing with in America, where we don't know if this is fake or not? And everybody knows Trump is a big star on WWF wrestling or WWE or whatever it is, that wrestling crap that everyone watches. We know. We've seen. We don't know what to believe anymore. Do I want to vote for this madness? No. And I wish the government would start telling this. I wish our FBI and CIA and Pentagon would come out and say, hey, you guys want to vote for these guys? Well, this is what we got. Right? Why do they wait until they're in the office? Then we vote for these people. Then they come out and tell us, oh, well, this guy is corrupter than a $2 whore. What do you mean? Well, you voted for him. That's your president. Look at what your bleepity bleep president did. We're American people are sick of this. We're tired of this politic crap. This secret big wig crap. You're not even going to have a workforce anymore. The whole work union force is going to jump. Everything will. It's going to get ugly. We told them about this. They just wouldn't listen. They thought they were smarter. If they can't be smart, they'll kill their way out of it. And that's what they're doing. They'll destroy everything before they ever admit that they ain't got a clue what they're doing and how to run a country. I don't even think this is the United States anymore. I think it's been bought up by other countries. Most of the land has. Idiots. Bunch of idiots. Well, I'm not buying your brainwashing techniques. I've been watching some YouTuber. Let's go. I ain't doing nothing. Right? You're going to do exactly what they want you to do. You're going to go ahead and try and do crap. And you folks are going to lose your lives because I think this is all staged. I think it's all planned. You're going to rise up and you're going to say you're fighting for all this and that. It ain't 1776 anymore. They're watching everybody. I think some of these organizations are hoping that this war breaks out. I'm not. Hey, man, I just want to go back to peaceful, easy living. And I'm poor. Effing poor, and I got more brains than these people. It ain't gonna work. It just ain't gonna work. It ain't never worked. We've been so brainwashed. These people can't get it into their heads. It never worked. It was a shim sham from the go. From the day that that this country was discovered by pilgrims and came over here on the boats or whatever, it never worked. You were led to believe it worked by people that were raping us and making tons of money. It ain't never worked. It works for a little while, but then the people get smart and they're like, wait a minute. This is some kind of a scam. Well, no, duh. Almost like a brainwashing. I'm not buying it. And I can't vote for this madness. It's just going to get worse. If Biden wins, they're still going to come out with all the stuff on Biden. If Trump wins, they're still going to come even harder with all the crap they got on Trump. And they're saying that if only the American people knew. Knew what? You mean there's worse? There's more stuff that's worse than all this pedo crap and all this bribery and madness and everything that these. Yeah, I don't think America wants that. We want to get back to Friday night football at high school, and sock hops the kids at school, and our little kids learning in school, and cookouts in the backyards, and family coming over and having cookouts, and that's what we want to get back to. Morals, don't hurt each other, be good to people, stuff like that. That's what we want to get back to. I don't want this crap. No, this is just madness. And it's just going to get worse. We're stuck. I'm stuck in the middle with these idiots. The whole America is stuck in the middle of this. I got clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in this country with this crap.
Yeah, that's correct. Before I get started, obviously my thoughts and prayers go out to the Trump family and the innocent bystanders who got hit today as well. It's very disturbing. We're only, 4 rows back from President Trump. The crowd was awesome. It was 90 degrees all day. We stood outside for 6, 7, 8 hours waiting to see him, and it's when he comes out, it's unmatched. There's no one like him. It's electric. We love it, and it's very disappointing what happened. We have a group text that we talked about, a lot of political things, and we have this, we have this in our back of our mind, like this is our last attempt to take him out, and it happened, 5 rows in front of us, which is very shocking and disturbing.
All right, this guy said that it was their last attempt to take him out. Well, who? You have to think who would be doing this, right? Who's going to do something like this? I don't know. I have no idea. But I can tell you this much. This ain't America no more, folks. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't want to know what it is. I want it out of my country. I know that. And once again, this proves my point that this country is divided. Whether it's politics, religion, it's divided. And it's a country that is divided. And the good book says uh, uh, nothing can survive divided. It eventually tears itself down. And that's what we're seeing. That's exactly what we're seeing. A system that's been broke, but they have pumped into our heads for so many years that it's the greatest thing in the world. And here all along, only if you folks really knew the truth, you'd be singing a different tune. I can only say one thing. All glory goes to God. Amen. Thanks for another day. And it ain't going to end, folks. It ain't going to end. How do you fix this? You I hate to say it. Biden gets impeached and Trump can't run again because it's just going to continue. I think I think they're just waiting for the right opportunity, and then they're going to spring more stuff about Trump, right? And a lot of people are putting the dots together, and they're like, well, yeah, right? People are just voting, and most of the majority are not voting. Only 80 million people voted, right? I think they were saying 80 million or 100 million. There's 350 something. So they're right about that. The majority of the people don't vote. They don't want nothing to do with it. Or they don't believe in politics. It's like a fairy tale or something. I don't know. It's crazy. The only thing you can do is you get Biden out of there and you get Trump out, and then you get somebody that's going to run the country for the people. And you can't cut deals with other countries. You can't take special gifts and, $50 million. And here's the thing. It's not what you folks think it is. These people donate money to these political parties, and they expect, once the president to get in there, for them to get favors. And them favors might be very ugly. Very ugly. It's not what these idiots on YouTube are saying. It's a democracy. It's the best thing. You folks you're not brainwashing me. I've been brainwashed my whole life, and I still ain't gonna be brainwashed. The only thing that I can say is I have a disability. I'm stupid, and maybe I see what's going on because I'm stupid, and you have to be smart for these people to brainwash you. And I'm stupid, therefore they can't brainwash me. That's why they're going. Why can we not brainwash him? He's dumb. What? He's an idiot. We should be able to brainwash him. That you can't, you idiots. Idiots. Who knows why this is happening? Who really cares? Nobody. No, we're listening to people. Who was it? Was it another country? Was it an assassinate? Was it the mafia again? We got the BBC. They're sitting there interviewing that one guy, and the news reporter says, you remember the Kennedy thing, right? And then you got all these mafiosos talking about how the mafia helped with the assassination or something of JFK. I mean, this is crazy. Crazy. All right, I think I've had enough. I'm already under attack. I probably shouldn't have did that one video. I think they're sending it. We're tracking a couple people have been coming into chat. Nah, we'll find them. Thank God they got the guy. Well, thank God Mr. Trump is alive. We don't know. We're just American citizens. They don't tell us nothing until it's too late. Then they tell us. After it's too late, then they tell us, oh yeah, we forgot to tell you. There's a giant pedo ring running in America and all over the world. Right? Millions of dollars, billions, and a bunch of women and kids and everything. A bunch of they always at the last minute. They don't tell us nothing until the last minute. Now we know that the evil is real. We know magic and witchery and sorcery and all that is real. We know all this stuff is real. It's a zoo. What happens next? God, I don't even want to think about what's going to be happening next. But I know I'm not dumb. I know what's going to be happening. I'm already feeling the effects. All right, I'm going to end this video because I got to get set up for the storm that's coming in tonight. Yeah, who knows who would do something like that? I don't know. I imagine the government will find out who the dude was and who his connections were, and if he was led up to it, put up to it, or if it was an organization or whatever. But that's why sometimes it's not good to kill the shooter. I mean, I do agree, take them, demobilize them. But taking him out, I don't know, because when you got him, when he's alive, well, then you can get information out of him. Right? If he's dead, you're only going to get certain information of who he was talking to, whether phone records or whatever documentation or whatever he's got in his house or apartment, on his computers. It'd be nice to know if someone put him up to it. I mean, there are some professionals out there saying that this could be all staged. What we are seeing right now. These people could have planned all this years ago.
I'm just glad he's okay, but again, I'm very hurt that the bystanders had to, they're not coming home to their families tonight. Like, it's disturbing.
There's that guy with that green fishing hat on. They're telling people to get down. He stands up. That's what they're saying. You can hear them all saying, get on, get on. And he stands up.
And it shouldn't happen in this country.
Let me ask you, when this happened and you saw the injured people in front of you and you saw what had happened to the president, what was the reaction of the other people in the crowd? Robert, I'll ask you first.
You know what, Sean? I think that for the most part, people were stunned. There was just, I think, a sense of shock that came over everyone. I know for my personal sense was, we're in a fishbowl. And you start to hear gunshots, and you don't know where they're coming from. And you're thinking about yourself at that point. Obviously, you're thinking about the president, but I have two small children, and that was the first thing that came to my mind was, I just want to make it out here to see my kids.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of comes down to that, Thomas, in the end, right? You go to a political rally, the last thing you expect is what happened tonight.
Yeah, it's just concerning that there was a security breach to me. I don't understand how that happens in this day and age, but again, this is, the climate we're in right now. We need to do better as a country. We need to, not be as divided as we are. And we need to understand that there are different sides. That's awesome. That's great. People have their own opinion, their own voice. But at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have family members. We're all loved by others. And this type of violence is just not accepted. It shouldn't be accepted in this country. And I hope going forward.
I don't know where these people live. It's obvious not in the real United States, because since the day I was born, it's been a zoo here. Over and over and over again. And how could this happen in our country? Well, history repeats itself. There's been numerous assassinations on presidents. That's a proven fact. Why, this shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't have been happening from day one. Whenever you put somebody in there or in front of a mass of people and say, this is the guy that calls the shots, your leader, you do what he tells you to do. What do you do? I don't know. Like I said, my respect and condolence to the family, whoever was lost at this rally. And people ain't looking at that either. There could be lawsuits against the government or whatever. People dying, the family members might try and sue the government. Hell, maybe sue Trump. Maybe. Right? We just don't want this madness. This ain't something we want in our country. We don't want this, because it'll just keep going on no matter what. Like I said, if Joe Biden remains president, they're going to come at him because they're already saying they have stuff on him, talking about impeachment. If Trump gets back in there, the government's already said they have other stuff, connections of this and that and this and that. It's just one thing after another. I don't know why they can't step down. I don't know why they can't give us a good candidate other than Bobby Kennedy. And I'll tell you what, with all this madness going on, I'm starting to lean towards Bobby Kennedy, if not Trump. But, and with my opinion, knowing that they're going to kill you or take out whatever, is it really worth it? You can still fight and voice your opinion and not be president. Yeah, I understand this account, but I don't know where these people have been living. This is nothing new in America. I know you got a lot of these young whippersnappers on there saying, we can't believe this. How? This should not be happening in America. It's the greatest country in the world. But that's just what you've been brainwashed. for many, many years. No matter what side you go with, intergovernment is saying that they're both corrupt. They both broke laws. Right now they're coming out, like I said, I watched that video the other day that one dude put out about the new documentation that's out. Trump's name's all over it with that Epstein, whatever dude's name, and they were 15, 20 years best friends or whatever. Before they didn't know each other, but now all of a sudden all the madness is coming out. You got the Biden stuff. They're saying Biden's impeached and they're investigating them. They do have proof that all this and that and this and that. Do you what do you vote for? We're voting for illegal stuff. And I can't do that. Well, it's old news, but it's the truth. That's the thing these people don't understand. If we go down the line and look at the list of all these people that are coming up dead, they got connections to that one dude. I would imagine somebody out there saying we're not having this pedo crap, this secret organization anymore, and they're taking them all out. And if that's the case, I would just stay out of their way because they must know what they're doing. Yes, politics is dividing us. Religion is dividing us. Everything is dividing us. This account, soft shell tacos or hard shell tacos. It's dividing us. Everything is dividing this country. And if we don't come together as a unit, a team, a family, it's all going to be taken away. We'll be working from sun up to sundown for some other country. And we want peace with these other countries. We don't want war. I don't want war. We want to do business. We want both of our countries, whoever we're doing business with, we want to prosper, both sides, both families prosper, or businesses, or whatever. We don't want war. See, but they made business. They made war a business, and I don't want no part of that business. I mean, it was fun for the first 10 years and $20 billion, but I ain't got the money to spend no more. So I'm done with it. I don't want it. It's not my madness. All right, let me check and see what my chat is saying. In America is so bad. Why does everyone be coming in? Open borders right now. You're saying it's going to be taken away. You mean America? And we love America. It's been splitting away a bit in the years. We have no war here, and anyone can be anything. Yeah, I guess you could be dictators, you could be child traffickers, you could be whatever you want in America. You're right about that. You could be a president, you could do whatever. You could be evil in America. Well, because that's their right. And even the police will tell you that. Oh, and don't worry. I've talked to a lot of authority people, and they'll tell you, well, that's your right if you want to go out and kill people. We wouldn't suggest you do that, but that's your right. You have the right to go ahead and do that. And see, what started all this probably is when Trump said he could walk right out to Manhattan, right outside his building, and shoot someone in the head and not even go to jail for it. And that's probably what started the whole madness and everything. Right? All I'm saying is no matter who you vote for, whether it be Biden or Trump, there's luggage that comes with that vote. And we all are Americans here. I've been voting for I don't know how long, and I've been on this earth since 1968. And it ain't old politics no more. People are talking about this, talking about that, and all kinds of stuff. And it ain't politics. It's just evil. I don't want it. I don't want it. No, not me. I'm not. No, I didn't take you or talking to me this account. I'm just saying, you're right. You can be whatever you want in this country. You have the right to do whatever. I love that, as long as it's not hurting people or taking away our country. What is this saying to the world? Is what I'm asking. Both aren't great candidates. I agree there. I agree. They're good people. They just made bad choices, and they might have sold their souls. I don't know. I don't know. You're talking to a dude that had a boatload of money dumped in his lap at the bank and turned around and went through the drive-through and returned the money because it was too much. So I'm an idiot. You don't want me in the Oval Office. They don't want me in there. I would have gave the 17 trillion or 20 billion that we spent on this war back to the people. I'm sorry, but I can't take this money and give it to another country. I got to give it back to my people. You don't want me in the Oval Office. I'll be giving stuff back to you like I gave all that money back to the bank. I'm sorry. I just have a guilt trip. I can't do it. Hell, I wouldn't last a day in the Oval Office. We'd be having cookouts every weekend there. Yeah. No, it was more than $20. I can guarantee you that much. It was way more than that, than what I withdrew. They made a mistake. They got the wrong. I'm saying it was a good, probably quarter-inch to half-inch stack. I was like, whoa, wait. I couldn't count it fast enough. I had to pull out of the drive-through and pull up to the bank and sit there and count it. And I'm like, and then I had to double check my bank book. I'm like, wait a minute, I just withdrew. I checked my withdrawal slip. I'm like, this ain't adding up. Now, could I have just drove away? Sure. I could have just drove away and probably took a nice vacation. Probably bought a car. Hell, I would have had a down payment on a house. Could I have drove away? I could have. But I was on camera. And I knew it wasn't my money. And I know eventually they would have found out and they would have looked for it. And they would have found it eventually. You don't just walk away with 50 grand or, 100 grand of someone else's bank's money. Eventually they would have tracked it down and seen who got it or whatever. They would have tracked down who was at the drive-through that day. Yeah, sure they would. I am dumb. I tell people that. I'm dumb. I really am dumb. I don't have a high school diploma. After my accident in grammar school, in high school, I was in slower classes. But I was someone that got around on the streets. So I'm dumb when it comes to books and to normal people and to doctors and everything. I have a disability. But to the real world, I'm not dumb. I know if I would have pulled away with that money, plus I'm not a thief. That's the main thing. I wouldn't have been able to live with myself. And plus I knew eventually they would have looked at the video cameras and seen whoever was in that drive-through that day. And they would have came. They would have eventually figured it out and they'd be right as I answer the door in a $50,000 gold chain and a silk robe with a pipe hanging out my mouth, a tobacco pipe. Yeah, can I help you guys? And it says here, Johnny, that you're on disability. You only get so much a month. Right? We've gone through your bank records. You're broker than a joker. Where'd this money come from? Where'd this money come from? Are them silk boxers you got on, Mr. Kramer, and a gold chain with a medallion that says K on it for Kramer? No. No. Who the hell is Kenny? Let me see what's going on, chat. Exactly, Johnny. They be coming for you anyway. I know. And even if not, it feels wrong, and I'm dumb that way too. You're not dumb, Johnny. Oh, I'm dumber than a box of rocks. I should have took that envelope of money and jumped on a plane and never seen again. But that money would only last for so long. Tobacco pipe, silk robe, and boxers. Yep. Kenny is the only smart one. I have no idea who Kenny is. Never seen him. 5 hours later, he finishes counting the dough. Yeah. There was so much money I couldn't count it fast enough. After I got past the money that I had wrote down, withdraw, and what I looked on my withdrawal slip, I knew something was up. I knew they made a mistake. That's why I gave the money back. And don't get me wrong, it did cross my mind. It did cross my mind just to drive and never look back, but I didn't. And what's funny is I can't even get a loan at that bank. It's my own bank. I can't even get a loan there. I can't walk in there and just say I need a loan. I've been banking here for 20 years. I need a loan from you guys. You just can't do that. One time I went in there to ask them, hey, I need $500. They're like, you can't borrow $500. I'm like, why? I got good credit. Right? They're like, because we don't even give loans out for $500. The minimum loan is $2,500. I'm like, I don't need $2,500. I only want to go in debt $500. They're like, we can't help you. My bank is crazy strict about loans and only do $2,500. Yeah, I don't need $2,500. That's what I told the lady. I don't need $2,500. We'll give you a loan on $2,500. You have good credit and everything. I'm like, I don't want $2,500. I only want $500 for a couple of weeks. That's about it. Nope. Can't do it. And that's the problem with America. Do you know in the olden days you could walk into a bank and get a loan for $200, $300, $500, whatever it was? You can't do that no more. They want you to go in more debt than what you really need. It's a broke down system. Oh, well, I'm going to end this video. I got to get ready if there's a storm coming in. And I'm getting attacked by something again. I don't know what it is. Right? Somebody using witchery or sorcery, I bet. But I can tell you this much, it ain't going to stop. They're going to continue to do it. And I imagine the stuff that's happening in America is going to continue. And knowing the stubbornness of everybody, it's not going to be over until it's a ball of melting lava in America. That's what it is. You got two ball busters going up against each other. And there ain't none of them going to back down. And what does that mean? Well, they'll use whatever capabilities they have. And as many people that get taken out, because you got two big ball busters colliding. They want to use their power, authorities, and weapons. And it's just a bad outcome. And you don't want to piss off the people that are watching, the real shot, big baller. That can take everyone out. You don't want to upset him. And most of all, you don't want to upset God Almighty, the King of Kings. I don't know. It's something demonic. I think it's something demonic, this account. Who knows? But I'm going to end this video so I can get set up here. We got a storm coming at 1:30, I think, 1 o'clock. I noticed the moon is gone, so them clouds are coming in. Yep, sure the heck is. Sure the heck is. But we are glad Mr. Trump is alive. And should we be up in security? Sure. Sure, too. Yeah, sure. Sure. Ma, you didn't miss nothing this account. I just went live to talk about this stuff real quick of what's going on. And I'll be back because we got a storm coming. But you have a good night if you can't make it back to this account. Thanks for stopping in. And then we got Ellie Elfit. Who knows who that is? But whoever they are, they're a fan of someone named Kenny. I have no idea who we're talking about. Oh, Kenny. Who's that guy that plays the? I forget his name. Who knows? I have no idea. Yeah, I'm coming back tonight if we get this storm. It's supposed to be coming in here anytime. Here real soon. So I will be back. If you don't hear from me, then I fell asleep. You folks have a great night. Yeah, well, I have no idea. There's a lot of Kenny Kramers out there, just like there's a lot of Johnny Kramers. So. Yeah, I'll be back here shortly, probably about 15 minutes or so. But like I said, folks, we got to keep an eye on these people that are sleeping. Yeah, skinwalkers or whatever, witchery, sorcery, and all that crap. We're on it. And like I said, this is destroying families, and it's going to continue to destroy families. And if they don't stop, it's going to get a lot worse for them. It's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. If they don't continue to stop. Who knows? But I will be back here shortly. You folks have a great night. Debbie, I don't know if you're going to be hitting the hay, but I might film this storm that's coming in tonight, unless it breaks up. But it's a double wave, a double bow echo. Got a giant hook in it, like a horseshoe almost, coming this way. Two of them right behind each other. So be safe. God bless you all, and I'll be back here shortly. Debbie, let's have some more tea.